You have never once lost an argument inside your own head. Not one. And if that sounds normal, that is the problem. Thinking is not supposed to feel this good. Start with the thing nobody says. Critical thinking is a procedure, not a sensation. It is a set of moves you run on your own position, and running it correctly feels like effort, doubt, and mild embarrassment. Which means the warm click of certainty, the sense that you have finally seen it clearly, is not evidence that you thought well. It is just the feeling of the search stopping. Your brain gives you that reward for stopping, not for being right. So the 5 habits below all share one trait. Every single one of them feels excellent. 1. The verdict first, the evidence after. You read something, you know within 2 seconds how you feel about it, and then you go looking. Everything you find that agrees gets waved through. Everything that disagrees gets audited line by line. From the inside, this is indistinguishable from research. You are reading. You are checking sources. You are doing all the motions. The tell is speed. You knew the answer before the work started. 2. Familiar feels like understood. You have heard the term 100 times. You can use it in a sentence, so your brain files it as known. Then someone asks you to explain how it actually works, and you discover you have been holding a label with nothing behind it. The tell here is that you can name it, but you cannot draw it. Recognition is not comprehension. It just arrives with the same confidence. 3. Skepticism as a personality. There is a version of doubt that does work. You apply it to the claim you want to be true, and it costs you something. And there is a version that is just a posture. You doubt everything that comes from the wrong direction and nothing that comes from the right one. One of these is a procedure you run. The other is a jacket you wear. They look the same from outside, and they produce opposite results. 4. Stopping at the first explanation that fits. You hit an answer that accounts for everything you noticed, and the search ends right there. But fitting the facts is a low bar. Several wrong explanations also fit. The good ones survive a second question. What else would be true if this were right, and is that true as well? Almost nobody asks it because the first fit already delivered the feeling of being done. 5. Outsourcing to whoever sounds most certain. In any room, the most confident voice reads as the most informed one, so you borrow the position and inherit the certainty with it, without ever running the check yourself. Confidence is a delivery style. It tracks personality far better than it tracks accuracy. And the people who are actually careful tend to sound the least sure, which is exactly why you skip them. So run one check. Before you defend a position, say out loud what would change your mind. If nothing would, you do not have a conclusion. You have a side. And a side does not need evidence. It collects it after the fact. Notice what that one question does. It cannot be answered by collecting more evidence, so habit 1 stops working. It forces you to describe a mechanism, so habit 2 collapses. It points the doubt at your own side, which is the only place it was ever useful. And it does not care who said it or how sure they sounded. The reason almost nobody runs it is not difficulty. It is that the answer is often nothing. And nothing is a very uncomfortable thing to hear yourself say. So here's the one thing to do today. Pick the belief you defend most easily, the one that never costs you anything, and write down what would change it. If the page stays empty, you have found a side, not a conclusion. Subscribe if you want the mechanism, not the motivation.